everybody. I hope you're having a happy Wednesday. Today I wanted to jump on here and just give you guys a little encouragement. Right now we're dealing with really tough energies. Mars is in Aries. We've got it fighting against the Capricorn, which those are two polarities. I am not an astrologer, but I love to watch like Leo King and Molly McCord on YouTube. So I've been listening to those two chat about the polarities this week that are fighting. So everyone that I have talked to, including myself, has been dealing with the energy polarities and feeling like that push-pull and chaotic energy and even anger. Like a lot of people have been really angry this week. So I just want to tell you that it's not you, it's the universe, and we're getting a lot of cosmic downloads right now, and we're really being asked to change a lot of our habits, and we're being asked to drop things that are not serving us. So that's sometimes a really hard thing to do, is drop things that aren't serving you, especially if you have been living with them for a really long time. So I have been in a deep parasite cleanse for about the last month. My doctor, who I interviewed a month or so ago, Dr. Nwana, she had sort of, after we had been working together for a few months, she had sort of nailed down the underlying cause of like chronic sinusitis and allergies as like a deep parasite problem. So what are parasites? Parasites are low consciousness, low vibration energies. They like are soul suckers, so they suck everything from you so that they can live. So this is the first time I have like emerged in a few weeks, because I was going through something so heavy and so deep. So how I was feeling and what Spirit was telling me while I was going through this parasite cleanse was I literally felt like the demons were being exorcised. I was like, these, excuse my language, fuckers have been living in my body for so long that they are literally like fighting for their lives, and there was a war going on within my body. I could literally feel the push-pull energy of, am I going to stay on the light side, or am I going to go to the dark side and make my family miserable and project onto everyone who comes in my path? Thankfully, during those few weeks of tough cleansing, my family was really the only one who had to deal with me. But now that I'm past that part, I am feeling amazing. I'm feeling like I've dropped a huge amount of shadows in that whole process, which I am always doing shadow work because I think it's important to acknowledge the shadows. Watch them, acknowledge them, sit with them, and then let them go. So these parasites were really low conscious, living deep down in my gut. I could actually feel them, like once I started taking the parasite herbs to kill them, I could feel them getting really pissed off in my gut because that's where they had been living. Well, then that in turn messes with my entire energetic system. And I'm telling you, these things felt like they had been there since I was a kid. So that being said, healing is hard. So what we're going through right now is hard. And no one's saying that it's not, but they are telling me, Spirit is telling me, that those who are strong enough to kind of push forward on the days that are difficult and make one little baby step towards what it is that calls your soul, you're the ones that are going to end up on the destiny timeline. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, because we've got the next couple of years are honestly probably going to be a little like chaotic. But if you are brave enough to step into that thing that calls to you, they are saying that we will be, those of us doing that, we will be so greatly rewarded when the time is right. But right now, remember I did a video a few weeks ago on the flowers and the sunflowers, which you can see behind me. flowers bloom, but they have to get planted first, they have to root first, they go through all these different processes before you actually see the beautiful flower. So right now we are seedlings, and we are being asked to just water ourselves and take care of ourselves and take one little tiny action step a day. I made the promise to myself and to you guys to do 2 videos a week. I have done that every single week since I started. It's been 6 or 8 weeks now. Is it paying my bills? No. But is it amazing to get out my spiritual knowledge and talk about the things that I know and tell you guys the messages that are coming in from spirit? I was really, really getting heavy yesterday, destiny versus despair. So do not get caught up in that despair timeline. Walk into your destiny, but that is going to take some letting go of baggage. You may need to find a spiritual mentor. You may need to find a naturopath, because if you're not feeling at 100%, then you're not going to be able to become your 100%. So I have been working with a naturopath for the last 3 or 4 months, and every day I feel better and better and better. And so I'm making the action steps to heal and to become fully who it is that I'm supposed to be in this life. I'm also combining all my different loves. So a lot of you know me from wrestling, and I love wrestling. After I became a wrestler, I decided, I've done this a while, I'm gonna try modeling next. Then I became a full-time model. So it's really important to, and then now I'm being called back to wrestling. So it's really important to let go with those soul urges as well, even if they don't feel like it makes sense, because a lot of us as light workers, we have dual purposes. And one of the large main themes of the dual purpose is to come into the world who you are. So is there a wrestling diva like myself that's extremely spiritual and channels and is connected to God's spirit universe? Not that I know of, but why can't I? So it's really, really important to embrace your authenticity and embrace what's weird about you, and maybe embrace what is you have to be a little bit brave. So it's hard for me to get up here and talk to you guys just as Kristen, just as Krissy, because I've always played a character my entire life. Or when I do my interviews, it's not about me so much, it's about them. So Spirit has also encouraged me, and I also came to this conclusion after meeting with an astrologer, that my North Node, which is your Dharmic node, what you're supposed to come into in this lifetime, my North Node is in Leo. That's the star. That's the person that stands on their own. That's somebody who is okay with being in the spotlight all by themselves, which has honestly been challenging for me in the past. I don't feel most comfortable in that energy. I feel most comfortable in my Aquarian energy, which likes to work with groups, but it's my dharma for this lifetime to step into that on your own star, like that it's okay, that Leo sunshine. So for those of you who don't know your North Node, you can go on Cafe Astrology, and as long as you have your birth date, your birth time, your birth place, you can actually do your natal chart there. And I would highly suggest figuring out what your North Node is, because I wished I would have known mine 10 years ago, because I could have started this process a long time ago and said, okay, Kristen, you've got to get out on your own. You've got to do things on your own. Don't just work with groups, because that's my dharma for this lifetime, is to be comfortable getting out on my own. So I'll link the Cafe Astrology natal chart. It's free. But let's do a reading. So the biggest message that I got right now is destiny versus despair, because we're seeing the two groups of people. There are people like me and some of my friends who are on deep healing journeys. Some of it's been easy, some of it's been not so easy, but we're making those action steps towards that destiny timeline. And then there's other people who are just in their own drama, in their own heads, think that, 2020 is the worst year ever. I don't think that 2020 is the worst year ever. I think 2020 is clear vision. And we're seeing a ton of shit that we've never seen before. And we're getting smartened up to things that we never knew before. We're taking down shadowy. So not only are we getting rid of the shadows within ourselves, but the shadows of the world are also coming up right now and asking to be transmuted. So I always read from the Starseed Oracle deck. It's Rebecca Campbell. I think she's amazing because her stuff is so beautiful, and she wrote Light is the New Black, as well as Rise, Sister, Rise, which are two of my most favorite books ever. Rise, Sister, Rise I've actually read twice. I read it a few weeks ago, actually, during all of this. So I pulled a card for myself this morning, and it said Lifting the Veil. So questioning everything and anything unaligned must go. So that tells me that I'm still holding on to things that maybe are not in alignment. I think because I've been questioning sending my resume out and questioning should I just go back to a 9-to-5, but they're like, no, we want you to talk, we want you to speak, we want you to be an entertainer, we want you to be a performer, we want you to be who you are. Why are you being so safe? Aren't you willing to risk it? Safety, and I'll just say I'm a Capricorn sun, safety has not gotten me anywhere. Point blank. It's not gotten me anywhere. It's gotten me stability, blase blah, but it's never actually got me to those very, very high levels of success that I know I'm capable of doing if I was just willing to risk it all. And I don't mean by doing stupid things. I just mean putting forth all my energy into, my videos, and all my energy into my interviews, and really getting the YouTube channel going. Because that's what I want to do long term. I always saw myself in television, but who watches television anymore? We all watch YouTube. So if I can get out a good message on YouTube, I really feel that is my dharma, and that's my soul's path. So let's do a reading for the collective consciousness, because it is so rough right now. It is so wow, everyone is acting crazy. My phone has been ringing all week with people going, what is going on? Why do I feel crazy? Why did my boyfriend go off the deep end and he didn't call for 3 days? I had one friend last night who I sent her a gift, and it was the most heartfelt gift. I was so excited for her to get it, and she was like, I mean, what do you mean by this? And I was like, what do you mean? It was a gift from the heart. What do you mean? And she's like, I mean, is this gonna make me upset if I read this? It was a book. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, I would never send you anything that would upset you. So really, people are just on edge this week, so don't take it personally. So let's see what Spirit has to say for you. I'm gonna do this week only, okay? Okay, the first one, Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Right now, I've seen a lot of people going back to school. Those of you that are making the Destiny timeline, you've enrolled in school, you've enrolled in classes, you're reading books, you're getting your yoga certification, you're getting your Reiki certification, you're finding ways to step into the path. And sometimes in order to do that, it's a higher level of education. It's a stepping outside of the box. Some of you may not have been in school for 20 years, but now is the time to do that. So soul growth, study, higher learning. The more spiritually connected we are right now, the better. Because the Earth's, I don't know if you guys know about this, but the Earth's magnetic grid around it is declining. It's been declining for years. We're getting a lot more cosmic dust, a lot more solar rays, a lot more downloads are being given to us, and it's so that we can become more crystalline, we can become more connected with spirit, we can become the highest versions of ourselves, because these bodies that we have here are dense, heavy. That's why so many of us do not feel at home in these bodies. But you can make the body lighter by getting in touch with your truth, studying what calls to you. It's not a huge time to emerge right now, but it is time to make the baby steps. So for those of you that feel called to school or higher learning, by all means, steps into it. Oh my gosh, we pulled this one last week too. Whale and Orca Elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. So the whales in our ocean have the harmonics and the vibration that heals. When you see a whale, or a dolphin, anything like that, you automatically feel good. You feel that healing. They are very old souls. They are said to be reincarnated from places like Sirius, which were the Lemurians, like far more advanced systems than what we are used to here. They were light body before, we are dense body here, so we can learn a lot from our whale and orca elders. It's also our ancestors are standing behind us, again, asking us to break the ties that bind us. I don't know if you guys are connected with your ancestors, but I have felt deeply connected with the ancestors the last 6 months, and they are asking me to be the one in my family that breaks everything. Like, be the one that is brave enough to step forward and not be cowardly and not be... So the whale and the orca elders are asking you to not be cowardly. They're asking you to be brave. They're asking you to ask your ancestors to come into your dreams, to come into your ears, to whisper what it is that they want to help you get in touch with on this earthly plane. Like, we all have a mission, we all have a soul's contract, and a lot of that is set up by, before we come here. And so many light workers, so many star seeds, we're the ones that were chosen to do this. We're the ones who were like, you know what, I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna be brave, and I'm gonna break these generational cycles. So they're standing over us right now, just asking us to push forward, asking us to be brave, asking us to pay attention to our dreams and listen to the whispers in our heart. Okay, and the last one, lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. So many of us have, this is not our first incarnation. This is the one we're actually supposed to get right, though. So when you have deja vu happen, or you meet someone and you have that like that feeling in your heart, like you know them, it's because you've been here and done this many, 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 many times. We all chose to come here and to reincarnate during this time because it's a special time, and it's a time when so many of those things that need to be broken, need to be fixed, need to be redone that's going to happen, but we're a huge part of that. So you may be feeling like you don't want to be here. So they just said to me, this is for people who are like thinking they don't want to be here anymore. They're like, they are yearning for where they came from. It's not the time. We need you here. Like, yes, we know that you came from, maybe Sirius, or maybe you're a Palladian, or maybe you're an Indigo, and you feel like you're just not wanting to stay here and connected on this earth. It's just too hard, too heavy, too dense. You came here to be the lighthouse. You came here to be the fixer-upper. You came here to be the healer. So don't get all in your head thinking like, oh, it's time for me to go, I don't want to be here. It's the most important time for you to be here. And it's the most important time for you to be brave and be courageous and step into your path. So I know this week's energy has been super hard. You're probably going to see in the edit when I almost killed this woman next to me staring as I'm shooting this video. It's like, hello, I'm shooting a video, keep walking, thanks. Thanks. So just understand the energy's heavy. Everyone is sort of sparring this week. Try to stay in the light. Do a detox, do a cleanse, do what you can to get closer to that light body, to get rid of the shadows, to get rid of the density. And we'll see you next week. Everybody have a great day.